Please come into a comfortable cross-legged position seated on the floor and bring your palms together in front of the heart. Take a nice deep breath in and we'll begin the class with 3 Oms. Please place the soles of the feet together and the knees out to the sides. Hook the thumbs and stretch the arms up overhead, lengthening through the spine and lifting the chin. Draw the shoulder blades down. When you next exhale, bend from the hips, fold over the legs, and bring the head towards the feet. Hook the thumbs, lengthen in the spine, slowly lift up, stretching and feeling a wonderful stretch in between the shoulder blades and the upper back. As you next exhale, slowly fold over the legs, bringing the forehead down towards the feet. One more time, stretching out and coming up, inhaling deeply into the space beneath the armpits. And exhale, slowly lower down over the feet. Stretching out and up, lengthen through the spine and prepare for side bending. Please lower the left hand to the floor next to the hips, right arm alongside the ear, and bend over to the left. Breathe into the stretch in the right side of the lungs. Slowly release out, coming to the other side, lowering the right hand to the floor next to the hips. Left arm comes up and over alongside the ear. It's more important to lengthen through the spine than lean over. Allow the breath to flow, especially in the space beneath the armpits. Slowly release and come back to seated. Next is a spinal twist. Please bring the left hand behind the spine, right hand to the opposite knee. Lengthen and twist from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head. Release and twist to the other side, lengthening through the spine, avoiding any deep twists in the belly area. Cross the legs, shift onto the hands and knees, and then sit back in child's pose with the toes together and the knees as far apart as the mat. Sitting back onto the heels, allowing space for the belly to rest between the legs. Option to shift the body into a downward facing dog position. Lengthening through the spine, pressing the heels down towards the earth, pressing into the palms, and breathing slowly and smoothly. Coming forwards, step the feet to the outside of the hands, sitting down into a squat, and then place the hands on the floor or on blocks. Straighten the legs, micro bend in the knees to protect the lower back, and slowly stretch all the way up, coming into mountain pose. And relax the arms by your sides. We'll begin with the classic prenatal sun salutation. Stand with the feet hip-width apart, making sure the weight of the body is even across the soles of the feet. And bring the palms together in front of the heart. Next, raise the arms overhead, lengthening through the spine, reaching upwards. Bring the feet wider apart if needed to accommodate the belly. Bend the knees and slowly hinge from the hips, coming all the way down, placing the hands on blocks, on a chair, on a wall, or even on the floor. Keep the knees bent to protect any aches and pains in the lower back. Now turn the toes out even wider, about 45 degrees. Sit the hips down, coming into a squat position. You can keep your hands on the blocks, or option to bring the palms together in front of the heart, using the elbows to press the knees outwards. Accommodate your body, coming into a lunge, bringing both hands on the inside of the right leg, stepping the left leg back into a lunge, looking forwards. Now, if this is uncomfortable at any time, you can always come straight into a 4-point position to protect your back or any discomforts. Shifting into downward facing dog, lengthening through the spine with the heels towards the floor. At any time, if this becomes strenuous or uncomfortable, you can take it down into a child's pose, with the toes together and the knees apart to accommodate the belly, bringing the forehead towards the floor. Take a moment to breathe and relax here. Slowly shift the body, returning to the downward facing dog position, bringing the hips high into the air, pressing through the hands and the feet, lengthening upwards. Please look forwards and step the left foot forwards to the outside of the left hand, adjusting your hands as needed, and bring the right knee down to the floor, looking forwards and upwards. Taking care, step the right foot forwards to the outside of the right hand, coming into the squatting position. Use the blocks or a chair or the floor to place your hands securely down, and then pressing on the palms, lift the hips up, coming into a standing forward bend. Soften or bend the knees to protect the lower back and use the legs to help lift you up, raising the arms out to the sides and up overhead, lengthening, and then return the palms together in front of the heart. Release the palms by your sides. Take a deep breath and relax. Second round. Position 1, palms together in front of the heart. 2, stretch the arms out to the sides and overhead. 3, bend from the hips, softening in the knees, come forwards and down in a standing forward bend. Shifting into a squat, position 4. Five, accommodate the body and step the left leg back into a lunge or coming into 4-point position, looking forwards and upwards. 6, come into a downward facing dog and hold for a quick breath. Next, coming into child's pose, sitting the hips down, lengthening through the spine, taking breaths in the backs of the lungs. Return to downward facing dog and hold for 1 breath. Looking forwards, please step the left foot forwards to the outside of the left hand. Right foot forwards, returning into a squat. Place the palms to the floor or on the blocks or a chair. Lift the hips up in standing forward bend. Softening in the knees, raising the arms all the way up, palms together in front of the heart. Release and relax. The third and final round. Palms together in front of the heart. Inhale and raise the arms up and overhead. Bring the feet wider, bending from the hips, protecting the lower back. Come down into a squat. Palms on the floor or on a block. Step back into a lunge. Shift into downward facing dog. Slowly lower the knees down, coming into child's pose. Returning into a downward facing dog position. Allow the breath to flow. Looking forwards, step the left foot all the way up to the outside of the left hand. In a lunge. Right foot forwards, return into a squat. Palms down, lift the hips up in a standing forward bend. Bending the knees, use the muscles of the legs to reach all the way up and palms together in front of the heart. Release and relax. Please stand with the feet apart, making sure that you feel stable. Turn the right toes out and left toes in preparation for triangle. Arms up at shoulder level. Bend to the right, windmill the arms down and take hold of any part of the leg. With the left arm up towards the sky and the thumb aligned with your chin. Breathe easily. Slowly release up and out of the pose, changing directions with the left toes out and the right toes in. Bend from the hips, taking hold of any part of the leg with the right arm up towards the sky. Breathing nice and easily, holding here. Slowly release and come back up. Bring the toes forwards, hands to the hips, and then turn the right toes out one more time, arms up at shoulder level, bending into the right knee, coming into Warrior Two. Be mindful that the knee is placed directly over the ankle, and both legs are firm, focusing on using the hamstring and gluteus muscles to support your hip joint. Option to practice side angle, placing the right elbow on top of the right thigh, holding the belly, and then bringing the left arm alongside the ear, making a beautiful line of movement between the left foot and the left fingertips. Coming out at any time, releasing and changing sides. coming into Warrior Two. So you can enter with your feet first and then your arms, or all together. Place the left elbow on top of the left thigh, holding your belly, and stretch the right arm alongside the ear, lengthening through the whole right side of the body. Release back to Warrior Two. Release the hands, extend the leg, and bring the toes forwards and relax. Come to any wall space near you, standing at arm's length away from the wall. For wall push-ups, please lift up onto the toes, keeping the body stiff, and then slowly lower the chest towards the wall. Practicing anywhere from 5 to 20 wall push-ups and choosing a pace that suits you, fast or slow. Strengthening the upper body is of utmost importance. To release, step back, pressing the hips back in a modified downward facing dog, and then release and relax. Next is a squat pose. This pose is contraindicated if you have a breech baby after 30 weeks, if you have hemorrhoids, placenta previa, or an incompetent cervix. Standing with the feet wider than hip width, please turn the toes out 45 degrees and lower the hips down. This is a nice practice to do your Kegel or pelvic floor exercises, and use the muscles in the legs to avoid hanging out in the pelvic joint. To come out, press down on the heels, stretch up and palms together. Release and relax. Stretching up one more time. Slowly bend from the hips, coming into a squat one more time. Place the palms to the floor and step back into a downward facing dog position. Lower down into a child's pose and rest here for a moment. From child's pose, sit up and then find a 4-point position, a prone position, getting ready for your backward bending poses. We'll start with some warm-ups to the spine with the cat stretch. Exhaling, rounding the spine, tuck the chin and lower the tailbone. Inhale, raise the chin and the chest, and lift the tailbone up. As you do the cat stretches, be mindful to protect in the lower back. Try not to over-accentuate the lumbar curve. Release and relax in a child's pose. When you're ready, please return to 4-point position. Now we're going to do some side stretches in this prone position. Please look over the right shoulder and bring the right hips towards the right shoulder. Shifting sides, looking over the left shoulder. Rocking the body from side to side, back and forth. Stretching the spine laterally. Again, be mindful to protect your lower back at this time. You can also practice circular movements in this pose, making circles or figure eights. This is a wonderful pose to do during the first stage of your labor. Release and relax in child's pose. Now that the spine has warmed up, we can do some spinal strengthening exercises. Only go at your own pace and your own level. Option 1 is to extend the right leg back with the toes on the ground. Option 2 is to raise the leg off the floor. Option 3 is to raise the opposite left arm forwards alongside the ear. Only hold as long as is comfortable. To come out, release the arm, the toes down, and return to 4-point position, using any cat stretches to release tension out. Coming to the other side, extend the left leg back. Option 1, toes down. Option 2, toes up. Option 3, opposite arm forwards. Hold only as long as comfortable. To release, release the arms, the toes, and the knees. Coming into a cat stretch to release and relax in child's pose. If you need to, come up into a kneeling position if you feel any discomforts with heartburn. Otherwise, starting from child's pose, place the weight onto your elbows and rest your chin in your palms of your hands. This is a modified cobra pose that helps counteract any tension in the upper back and counteracts the slouching that happens too. From here, release out of the pose and return into child's pose. From child's pose, please sit up into a kneeling position and then shift the body into a comfortable cross-legged position. You can sit on a cushion, a folded blanket, or a bolster, or anything to make you feel better if sitting on the floor is not comfortable. Please come into cobbler's pose with the soles of the feet together and the knees out to the sides. We'll practice some pelvic floor strengthening. So please inhale and draw your pelvic floor muscles in and up. These are also known as Kegel exercises. And exhale and release. Repeat a few more times at your own pace. Please bring the heels and feet forward so you have a nice big gap between your pelvic floor and your feet. Bend forwards from the hips, bringing the head towards the feet, and feel and enjoy the beautiful stretch in the back and the outside of the hips. Allow the breath to flow naturally, and allow your body to sink into relaxation in this wonderful pose. To come out of the pose, please look forwards, lift your head, and slowly come into an upright seated position. Bring the left heel in towards the groin, extending the right leg out to the sides, having your toes up. Left left arm up overhead and bend over towards the right leg. Again, emphasizing length rather than touching your toes. Breathe easily. Slowly release out of the pose, bringing the left hand behind the spine and the right hand to the left knee, twisting mainly in the upper body, being mindful not to over twist, especially in the abdominal area. Feel the sitting bones rooted down and lengthen through the spine. Release out of the pose and change sides with the legs, bringing the right heel in towards the groin and the left foot out to the sides. Raise the right arm overhead and lean towards the left leg, emphasizing lengthening rather than bending. Use that open space in the lungs to send your breath. Release out of the pose and come into a spinal twist with the right hand behind the spine, left hand to the right knee. Ground down through the ground and lengthen through the spine. Release out of the pose and sit with the legs wide apart, coming into the seated wide-legged forward bend. Walk the hands forwards, but only go as far as your thighs allow, and of course your belly. If you practice relaxing into this intense stretch, it's a great way to practice relaxing during the intense contractions of labor. Breathe easily. Coming out, walk the hands in and up and bring the legs together. Next, have some props with you to create an incline. Now, you can use 2 yoga blocks, a rolled up yoga mat and some cushions, or folded blankets or pillows or cushions to create an incline. And then sit back on this incline in a way that makes you feel supported and comfortable. And you have the choice to bring the feet together and the knees out to the sides, or have the legs extended. And relax here. Relax the feet and the ankles, the lower legs and the knees. Relax the thighs, the hips and buttocks. Relax the abdomen, all the organs in the abdomen, and feel the walls of the uterus relax and the baby inside of you relax. Allow the muscles of the lower back and lower spine to relax as well. Shifting upwards, relax the chest, the lungs, and the heart. Relax the upper back. Relax the muscles of the shoulders, the arms, the elbows, all the way down to the wrists and hands. Relax the neck, throat, and jaw. Relax the roof of the mouth, the nose and the cheeks. Relax the eyes, the forehead, the sides of the head, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. The entire body is completely relaxed. Draw the awareness to the breath and send all the healing properties of your breath to the womb, to the baby inside. Relax and enjoy this peaceful moment. To come out, gently roll over to the side and then slowly lifting up into a comfortable cross-legged position. Pranayama or breathing techniques are a wonderful way to calm the mind and prepare your mind for meditation and also for forthcoming labor. Place your hands on your belly and feel the sensation of your tight belly against your palms. Inhale and expand the belly. Exhale, release. Try to connect with the diaphragm as you inhale and exhale. Gradually deepen the breath, exploring different parts of the lungs that you can utilize as you take these slow, deep breaths. Release and return to normal breath. Next is Nadi Sudhi, the alternate nostril breath. Please bring your right hand into a fist, releasing the thumb and the last two fingers. Use the thumb to close off the right nostril and exhale out of the left. Inhale through the left. Using the two fingers to close the left, open up the right and exhale. Inhale, switch, exhale. Inhale, switch, exhale. Please continue at your own pace for a few more rounds. On your next exhalation, release the hands and return the breath to normal. Take a moment to sit quietly, observing your breath, observing and checking in with all the sensations that you feel in your body. Feel your seat supported by the earth. Bring your awareness to the inner intelligence inside you. This intelligence will guide you. Stay connected to it. Draw your awareness back to your surroundings and softly open the eyes. Take a moment to give yourself gratitude for your practice today. And we'll close by recognizing the peace inside of us. Thank you. Om Shanti.